Oh, but what do I owe this treat?
Lady Grantham, you've already changed for dinner. We'll come back tomorrow.
No, my curiosity would not.
All right, folks, the moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. Downton Abbey is making its grand comeback. Can you believe it? We're all super excited because it's been officially confirmed that there's going to be another Downton Abbey film. That's right. After captivating audiences on TV and then hitting the big screen not just once but twice, this beloved series is returning for a third movie. Production is already underway for Downton Abbey 3, and we can't help but wonder who's going to be in the cast. Will Amelia Stanton be back? And what's the plot going to be about? Stick around to the end of this video and we'll dive into some juicy speculations. Plus, we've got some exciting theories for anyone who's been living under a rock. For those who might not know, Downton Abbey follows the lives of the Crawley family and their dedicated staff in early 20th century England. The whole story kicks off with the sinking of the Titanic in 1912, which throws their future into uncertainty. And you know, the drama just never stops. Robert Crawley, the 7th Earl of Grantham, is on a mission to find a new heir to keep the estate afloat. Think aristocracy, intrigue, and of course, tea-time drama. Now, let's take a trip down memory lane and revisit where the last film left us after the series wrapped in 2015. Sure, some of us felt like it could have ended sooner, but the first movie dropped in 2019 and took us to 1927, where the Crawleys had to deal with an assassination attempt on King George. Then we moved on to Downton Abbey: A New Era, where Lady Violet shocked everyone by revealing she owned a villa in the south of France. Who wouldn't want to turn down a villa in the south of France, right? Most of the action took place there as the family dealt with Violet passing her property to her great-granddaughter. But here's where it gets really interesting. The movie ended with a shocking twist: the death of the beloved Lady Violet, who had a secret fling with a marquis in the south of France. Talk about family drama. Meanwhile, Lady Mary found herself in a bit of a romantic mess, missing her husband and getting close to director Jack Barber while filming at Downton.
Could you give an account to Mrs. Crawley of what transpired between us this afternoon?
I'm sorry, my lady?
Tell her what I said to you.
Her ladyship sent for me.
Love was definitely in the air, with Mr. Molesley proposing to Phyllis Baxter, adding even more romantic tension. But not everything was roses. Barrow the butler decided to hang up his coat and call it quits. It was definitely a lot to take in. Now that we've revisited the past, let's dive into the most exciting part, the speculations about Downton Abbey 3. What can we expect from this highly anticipated sequel? What jaw-dropping plot twists might be in store? We're eager to hear your predictions too, so drop them in the comments. Let's start with Lady Mary, played by the amazing Michelle Dockery. We've watched her character grow, and it'll be fascinating to see her take on the role of family matriarch, especially as we approach World War II. Can you picture Mary stepping into the shoes of the next Dowager Countess? It's not out of the question, especially since she's been showing a softer side in recent films. And then there's the possibility of American characters coming into play. The Crawleys might open their world to new relationships and business opportunities across the pond. We've seen Downton tackle big issues like women's rights and post-traumatic stress, so who knows what global events might pop up in the new movie. We're probably looking at a time frame beyond 1928, with the roaring 30s, jazz music, and the glitz and glamour of the era, but the world was also on the brink of chaos. With Europe headed toward another major conflict, this dramatic setup is ripe for storytelling. And let's not forget the wild fan theories. Some speculate that Harold could be dealing with the fallout from the 1929 crash, or maybe the Crawleys will find themselves knee-deep in the Great Depression. Just imagine them trying to navigate all that drama. And speaking of drama, the announcement about the third movie came straight from Focus Features and Carnival Films in May 2024. The cast couldn't be happier to reunite. It's like no time has passed at all. We're excited to see the star-studded lineup for the third Downton Abbey movie. Paul Giamatti is back to reprise his role as Harold Levinson, and we'll also see familiar faces like Elizabeth McGovern, Hugh Bonneville, Michelle Dockery, and Laura Carmichael. Joining them are Jim Carter, Phyllis Logan, and Robert James Collier, who have all become like family to us. It's going to be one heck of a reunion. And let's not forget the awesome talents of Joanne Froggatt, Alan Leach, and Penelope Wilton. Plus, we have Leslie Nicole, Michael Fox, and Raquel Cassidy rounding out the crew, along with Brendan Coyle, Kevin Doyle, Harry Hayden Payton, and Sophie McShera. Oh, and Douglas Hodge is in the mix too. But wait, there's more! Dominic West is back as Guy Dexter, the silent film star from Downton Abbey: A New Era. You might remember that line, "Please call me Guy." Well, his real name is actually Quentin Sidebottom. We're also excited to welcome some new faces like Joely Richardson, who you might know from 101 Dalmatians and Red Sparrow, and Alessandro Nivola, who recently starred in The Many Saints of Newark. Don't forget Simon Russell Beale, known for his roles in The Death of Stalin and Thor: Love and Thunder, along with Artie Fran, who've you seen in Carnival Row and House of the Dragon. With all these powerhouse talents, you can expect some electrifying performances. Now there's one notable absence, Imelda Staunton, who played Lady Maud Bagshaw in the previous films. Back in March, she told BBC Radio 2 that there's definitely going to be a final film. So what about those NDAs? Maybe she's just embodying her inner Queen Elizabeth. Why sweat the small stuff when you're royalty, right? While it looks like Imelda won't be returning, we're still hoping for a surprise cameo. And what about Maggie Smith's legendary Violet Crawley? She said goodbye in the last movie, but we're still crossing our fingers for a flashback to see her again. Since Maggie Smith sadly passed away on September 27th at the age of 89, we won't be seeing her on screen again. However, there's always the possibility that the movie will pay tribute to her. Given how iconic her character, Violet Crawley, was, it would be fitting for the film to include a memorial or a heartfelt nod to her legacy. The Downton Abbey crew has always been great at honoring their characters and actors, so a special homage to Maggie could definitely happen. Whether it's through a touching flashback or a moment where her influence is felt, we can expect the film to remember her in a meaningful way. After all, Violet Crawley will always hold a special place in the hearts of fans. One more thing we know about the upcoming movie is that the ending of Downton Abbey: A New Era wrapped up in 1929, just before the Great Depression hit. This means Downton Abbey 3 will likely tackle this significant and tragic period in history, allowing the show to delve into an even more accurate portrayal of events than before. While the filmmakers will probably take some creative liberties in depicting how the Great Depression affects a family like the Crawleys, it's safe to say they won't stray too far from the historical accuracy that Downton Abbey is known for. In fact, it seems the films have been laying the groundwork for this economic downturn since the first movie. Throughout the series, characters, especially Lady Mary Crawley, have expressed concerns about whether their grand estate can survive in a changing world. Unfortunately, this historical backdrop will present challenges the family may not have anticipated. It's one thing for society to see them as outdated, but facing a financial crisis in the 1930s will bring a whole new level of difficulty for the Crawleys and their beloved Downton Abbey. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.